Welcome to Corp, a bi-weekly podcast where we reach into the Imagosphere and pull out the next great video game idea. I am the CEO of Corp, Bryce.
And I'm the CEO of Corp, Beckers.
Last time on this podcast, we made everything changed when the fire Roombas attacked. How'd that do?
Well, we just heard from the people, you know, those, and it's going to be Game of the Year.
Okay.
Yep. They don't usually decide that until the year's over, but they called it early because we mercy ruled them.
Yes.
We ruled them like in Little League.
Well, do you want to help us make next year's Game of the Year? Because that's the next one's coming up.
The next year?
Yeah. You can all year long, every year, every day, you can submit game ideas to us on Twitter using the hashtag GameMateCorp. Put in your game idea, then put in hashtag GameMateCorp with the hashtag symbol. Don't just type out the word hashtag. We won't see that. And then do that and hit tweet, and we'll see that, and it'll be great. There's another secret opportunity for you to submit game ideas, and that's in person. Some of you we've been hinting at. We've set up an elaborate alternate reality game to set up this big mystery, and it's time for it to finally be revealed. Some of you have figured it out, some of you haven't. Me and Beckers are going to be at GalaxyCon in Minneapolis. Why? Why could it be? We're doing a live show. We're doing a live panel at GalaxyCon. It will be our panel will be November 9th at 9:45 p.m. on the comedy stage, 101F. I don't know what that means. I'm sure there will be a map, or just follow all the people laughing.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep letting us do this. At some point, someone's gonna actually come and see it, and they will be stopped. But
I mean, to be fair, we're going from convention to convention, so that maybe they don't talk to each other and it'll be fine. I think at a certain point they'll stop allowing us to go back to the same convention, but we'll just move from convention to convention like hobos.
Like hobos?
Hobos. Is
that a hobo trait?
They move from town to town doing podcasts.
Convention to convention.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
I have a game idea. This is our quick fire podcast. We're recording this at 11:45 p.m. at night. Because
Beckers doesn't go to bed till 5 a.m. every day, but Bryce goes to bed at normal human times. So,
see, my times are even questionable, but not at this point. Should be in the bed, and I'm not, and I want that to happen. So I am going to present for the.
What a great podcast this is going to be! I don't want to be here. My name's Bryce. Let's get this moving.
That is what I say every time I walk into a room.
Oh my God.
I would like to present a game idea for the board meeting, and it is submitted from Reddit I'm looking at
your mom. I got him.
I'm looking at an image, and I think that says the username is recording, which is they were real quick to get that word. It's hard to get a one-word username, but they did.
Wow, it really is.
They provided an image, and I'll tell you about the image, but first it starts with the words, "a spooky dating sim." And they have presented, I don't know much about recording, and they have provided a picture of a scholastic book that says, "Who will haunt my house on Halloween?" And it's got a spooky skeleton there and a witch. And I will say that based on the characteristics of these two shadows that I see on the house, neither of them should apply to the role of haunting, because usually it's just the ghosts that do that. But maybe this is an open,
an all-inclusive spooky town house.
All spooks may
spooky
apply.
Townhouse.
So I guess we should. What possible choices do you have that you can ask them to haunt your house on Halloween? I mean, I feel like obvious one needs to be a ghost. That needs to be on the table. There is a skeleton, and is a skeleton just a ghost that is still like really attached to their body? They're like, I worked out a lot, I am not giving this up. Whereas the ghosts are like, man, I don't care. Like I wasn't into that lifestyle before, so I'll be up in the air.
Well, I think the ghosts usually look like themselves still. They're just ghosty. Well, not the ones that look like sheets.
Yeah.
What do ghosts look like in our universe?
I mean,
sheet.
I'm thinking kind of a sheet ghost, like a Pac-Man looking ghost.
All right, so is this a dating sim then? You're dating the ghoul?
No. Well, I don't.
Or are they auditioning to haunt your house?
Yeah, I don't. I think you need to convince them to date your house.
Oh, are they auditioning to haunt your house? Wink. Is that a euphemism?
So I think you have to convince one of them to haunt your house. They're not about your house. You have to come and be like, here are the selling points of my whole lifestyle. I got this big screen TV. I've got
spooky real estate.
I've got some like pots and pans that you can like bash to like make cool sounds. Like you both need a chill bachelor pad, or a chill pad where the spooks will want to chill, but also they need to do their haunting. So a big screen TV. I think that'll really bring in the certain groups of people. I don't know.
The zombies.
Okay, hold on.
They can just sit in front of TVs for hours.
We need to start by determining what spooks are available, and we can figure out what will appeal to each of the spooks.
Yes.
I think maybe you can like, because this is a thing in a lot of dating sims, is like you're like buying items to like woo the possible choices with. You're like, oh, this girl's real brainy, I'm gonna buy a book and give it to her, and then she'll go on a date with me. So you're gonna be doing that, but for like your house. You gotta set up your house so that the witch will want to come over and haunt it. So
if you get a book, then you'll get Hermione Granger.
Yeah, the spookiest of options. Secret character. Okay, so witch, ghost, skeleton, I guess. Werewolf? Vampire? Are there any other good spooks, or is it just those?
Obviously, there's more.
Are they good, though? I want to clarify that they have to be good spooks.
What do you mean by good? You mean like nice?
No, well, like not loser spooks. Not like Frankenstein.
What? What's wrong with Frankenstein?
Based on the lore that we have created, I'm pretty sure the skeleton people are ones that like, they are basically ghosts that just refuse to give up their bodies. They're just, I don't care if there's no skin or muscles, I just need that body. So I feel like they are bodybuilding, like they used to be bodybuilder people. You know, they're like people who were like real into their body. So I feel like
I mean, this is the perfect chance for it to be Frankenstein into bodybuilding, but that's fine. Someone here hates Frankenstein, so.
I hate Frankenstein's monster. Thank you very much. So I think to attract
Frankenstein.
No. To attract to attract a skeleton, I think you just like get mirrors. Which would be the opposite. Like, do not put any mirrors in your house. The vampire's out. That is not their lifestyle. But skeletons, they love them. They just want to look at their body, and while they're there, they'll like, I don't know, like pull out one of their bones and throw it around, and it'll be real haunting.
I don't want to hear about them grabbing their bones.
Wow.
It's not my fault. I was raised this way.
You were raised poorly. Ghosts. I think
mean.
ghosts. I think want things to like clank together and possibly throw. Also, if you have a old CRT TV that they can make go all like staticky.
They love that shit.
Yeah, they're all about that. Witches probably just want like a bunch of big like pots and pans and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say they want a lit kitchen so they can brew up some stuff.
Also, if if you've got windows big enough that they can fly their brooms through, that would be ideal.
A garage with a window for broom parking.
Yeah. Was it werewolves? I think
they like ranch style homes because dogs don't do well with stairs.
Yeah. And you can't have any silver in the house. And vampires,
they're all about silver because they are fancy bitches.
Yeah.
They really want fancy stuff in your house.
Yeah, you got to be real swanky about it. Also, if you just have some blood laying around, I think that'll really help them.
Yeah, and blood that you've taken back from people.
So yeah, this is a game about making your house real nice so that it'll get haunted on Halloween. And if if you don't do it good, then you'll be alone and sad on Halloween.
Like Bryce will be.
Then the trick-or-treaters won't come.
Because they want your house to be haunted.
Yeah.
And the more trick-or-treaters that you get, the happier you will be because that's what the point of life is.
And also, if no one... Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
No, I got a good idea. Okay.
Ooh.
So this town has an evil demon that's like ruling over the land on Halloween, and you need one of these spooks to haunt your house so that like it can like fend off the demon for you. And if you can't, then the demon will just squash your bad house that's full of mirrors and silver. And I don't think... Oh, yeah, and no clanky stuff. I was trying to remember what the ghost wanted. He wants clanky stuff.
What is clanky stuff? Elaborate.
Like, well, you know, like, things to hit...
What's clanky stuff, Bryce?
Metal objects that can be hit together.
A triangle?
Yes.
If you have a musical triangle in your house? Is that what you're saying?
A freaking ghost would love that. In fact,
that's the only way to get a ghost in your house is to get a triangle.
In fact, if you can have an entire band set of instruments that are very dusty and just hanging in the corner, maybe you can get a whole group of ghostly musicians that can rock your shit all night, and then you'll have a ghost party, or not ghost party, a whole monster mash happening in your home, and then the entire town will be destroyed except for your house because all the monsters are chilling at your place, and then you can become the new demon lord. Because you got your team of monsters killed the old one.
I think that there should be an Easter egg at the end.
Okay.
Where if you win, and you win through the ghost pathway. You have a dinner party to celebrate with all your friends that you've made on Halloween.
Okay.
And the ghosts show up and they possess people and they all start dancing and they do that song from Beetlejuice, the Jump in the Line song, and that's it. That's the ending dance music party screen.
Did you just want to make reference to the fact that you watched Beetlejuice?
I just really like that song.
Okay.
I want it to be in more things.
Okay. Beckers, do you have a game idea?
No.
Okay.
But you know what I do have?
What?
A lot of love and appreciation for somebody in the area here. Just kidding, it's not Bryce. It's our investors. Yay! Yay! So those are Erin C. She's a beauty. Alex Weber. I'm gonna pretend that your last name is it rhymes with great.
Go on.
Your laugh is so silly, Bryce.
What does that mean?
I don't know, dude. When you just like bust it out there, it's really funny. I love it. It's hilarious. Okay. Andrew Feisner. Guess what your last name? I'm gonna give you a new last name, and it's gonna rhyme with splendid. There you go.
What is it? What is their new name?
His last name is Gablended. And Gloriet. This is why I tell Bryce he needs to do the investor shout out sometimes, because I can't. I've spent it. I've spent all my juices.
So, why don't you tell me the names of our investors?
Aaron C. Alex Glabrate. And Andrew Glablended.
Thank you for helping support this podcast. I'm sorry for Beckers.
I'm not sorry. I was born this way. Okay, so I do have a game idea. That was actually a clever ruse to segue into the investor shout out.
Okay.
Got him. So this is a game that I posted, and it's been on our Game Ideas channel for like a year. And it's finally time. It has ripened. It is ready to be plucked and to be enjoyed by all. It's a game about horses, but they aren't horses. They're vampires.
Okay.
Comments, concerns?
So, are they horse vampires?
Yeah.
But you said they aren't horses.
Right.
You know how
Are vampires human? No.
I mean, you could suggest that there may be an offshoot of humans.
Nope.
Is it like, you know how in many depictions of vampires they can turn into a bat?
Yeah.
Let's
talk about that.
Is it like that, but they turn into horses instead of a bat?
I didn't consider this when this was brewing in my mind.
What did you consider? Tell me when you wrote on Twitter.com.
I like your idea.
A game about horses, but they aren't horses; they're vampires. What were you thinking about?
Here's the deal: half of the ideas that I write in our channel, the reason I haven't used them is because I forgot what I was thinking. That's why some of this stuff that's in here is like I don't even know what I was thinking. Like the Biotic Wars. That sounds like it was gonna be good. And don't know.
Sugar blood creature. Walking bread.
Yep. Mm-hmm. these are ideas that I wrote, and I wrote them Shark Spank. Where was that? What was that gonna be? You know? Like, send us game ideas. Otherwise, you might get protractor with a capital T. So I assume it was going to be some kind of farming thing, but I couldn't expand past the pun.
On 9/24/2019, Beckers wrote in the Game Ideas channel, "Is the blender a person or an appliance? Does anyone know?" The Game Idea channel. That is what she wrote.
All right. So now that we've finished slamming Beckers for her brilliance, horses. But they're not horses, they're vampires.
Okay.
Okay, and does this mean...
the thing about this one is that you felt that this was so brilliant. She is often putting things in the Game Idea channel. Not that often, but occasionally. But this one, she said, no, this is good enough that I need to share on Twitter. Everyone needs to see this before I say it on the podcast. So I'm excited to hear what this is, what your envision of this could be.
In a world where you're a human and there's horses you don't even know, but they're all vampires.
Every horse is a vampire.
Every horse is a vampire because you know how vampires can't live in the sunlight?
Okay.
How they burst into dust/sparkle, depending on who you ask.
Okay.
Well, this is what vampires do during the day. They become horses. Explosions. Michael Bay.
Okay. And what? Why?
Why? It's biology.
Okay, but why are you making this a game? Why are you making this a game?
Are we playing from the perspective of the horse or the human?
I don't know. It depends on what any of this means for anything.
I'm world building, Bryce. The game comes later.
Okay.
We'll discover it along the way.
Put me in this world. They're
okay.
The horses. Okay. So, do people ride the horses?
Yeah, they don't know.
Do people know that they're vampires?
No.
Do the vampires know that they're vampires?
Yeah.
Do they know that they're horses?
Yeah.
Do they just like black out during the day and just find when they wake up at night in a random field?
The whole time that they're horses, they know. Okay. They're sentient.
Okay.
And they're just letting some dude ride on them to go to the general store anyway. And also, it's the Old West.
Okay. So the second the daylight lands on a vampire, he turns into a horse.
Yeah, it's like Cinderella at midnight, but instead vampires at daybreak.
Or the witches in the...
They're like, oh, I have to go. I have to be home before curfew. Like, oh, this hot dude takes you out on a date, and he's all suave and whatever, and he's like, gonna drink your blood, but you are really you're playing hard to get, right? So it takes him a long time, and daybreak is coming, and he's like, I gotta go, cause I gotta go, and it's because he's gonna be a horse.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm in a mood, Bryce, and it's today.
Okay. Are they forced to become... Do they have power over their transformation? Are they
They
forced?
do.
Are they forced to become a horse in the morning, and are as soon as it is pitch dark out, they become vampire? And is the game about playing as a vampire and making sure no one ever sees this transformation ever happen?
During the hour of sunset and sunrise, they have the ability to transform at will.
Okay.
Once the hour passes, they are forced to transform. And I want to point out that the transformation is like a magical girl transformation. So like when they're turning from horse to human, they rear up majestically, and then their like mane blows out behind them, and it like curls around them like all beautifully, and then like a cool suit coat wraps around their arms, and it's really cool, and music plays, and it's magical. It's a magical transformation. Just like Sailor Moon.
I feel like that would make the stealth portion of this game more challenging.
Yeah. So that's why they have to leave and go find a barn somewhere to transform.
So I think that if a single human ever finds out that horses are vampires, then they're just going to like get rid of all the horses while they're vulnerable to being just like shot at.
Yeah.
And that'll go real bad for the vampires. So they need to make sure no one ever sees that transformation. If a single person ever sees it, they'll just be like, horse is vampire, and then they'll be like, I don't believe you. And they'll just be like, okay, we'll sit here and watch this horse all day, and then eventually it'll have to become a vampire in a very spectacular fashion.
Oh my god. Okay. Only like half of horses are vampires.
Well, see.
Because here's the deal. It would be I feel like somebody would find out like really fast. So only some horses can be vampires.
Why? Well, just
Plus, only some bats are vampires.
I mean, I figured in this world they just all were, and
so nobody
made it
ever
about
rides their horse at sunset.
No, not in this world. Just everybody is just like, hey, the horses for some reason, or you just can't look at they think horses become invisible at night.
Oh my god, you're right.
They're a bunch of idiots.
And then like if a horse is like being watched, a different vampire has to like transform and then behind them, like hidden, and then cause a distraction so that the other horse can transform, and they'll be like, where'd my horse go? And then the horse that's now a human looking vampire, he just goes, he went that he disappeared. He's invisible.
Yep.
I saw it. So all the vampires, they have to like keep up the facade.
Yeah, and like, so obviously you've got two transformations each day to worry about. So, and you have to do your vampire stuff. So like when you're horse, you got to make sure nobody's like near you when your nighttime comes around and you're transform into a vampire. Like if somebody like's riding you, you got to buck them off and be like, get out of here. This riding time's over. I gotta become invisible, as we do. You know this about us. We're horses.
Obviously.
And but also when vampire getting that blood, he's got to make sure that like he get that blood before morning, because then horse time comes and you can't let people see that, because that'd be bad for his vampire and horse lifestyle. Is this all this game is a game of just trying to
really wanted to see a vampire and a horse magical girl transformation.
Okay.
Now, I didn't know I wanted this, but now I do.
Okay. Well, hopefully that never happens.
So the horses eat.
Yeah.
What do they eat?
I think
Blood?
Typically hay. Are you suggesting that, like, in this world, that the horses drink blood and everybody's like, that's fine?
No, I'm saying, like, do they not eat it all during the day and then they vampire it up at night?
No, I figured that they can eat hay during the day, but that's their what.
So they got their day hay.
Yeah, I think both of them needs to like do their own things. They need to both be a successful horse and a successful vampire.
What defines a successful horse?
So a horse that has hay.
That's it?
Because like obviously like a vampire, what are they could just be like, oh, I'm just gonna go be a wild horse. A vampire, I'm just gonna be far away from all the people and I'll be fine and no one will ever see me. I guess they would have to go where people are when they're a vampire to eat them, but also like I do think that there's a case to be made for being a kept horse. Like go find a nice barn to live at, and sure that's gonna increase your chances of getting seen, but you will also have access to that hay. But if you're trying to be a free horse, then you got to hope that you find some hay or other edible horse feed, like carrots
or
horse pellets.
Do you have a game idea, Bryce?
No. What if we made The Sims? Did you know that they've only made 4 Sims?
Yeah, it's about that time for them to release another one.
Yeah, but what if we did it? What if we just said The Sims 5 and they were like, man, I've been waiting for this one. They keep making weird expansions. They made it where you go to college now and other things.
They've been doing that ever since The Sims 2.
Yeah, but...
We're on 4. Keep up!
Okay, well, this one's gonna be new, and it's spooky. Hey, did you guys know, have you picked up a theme that we've been going on for this one? It's a spooky episode.
Yeah, I just thought about that. Like, we never even announced that we were doing a spooky episode. And here we are, spooking it up.
Yeah.
Bryce was in such a hurry to get started because he hates this so much.
Okay. This is a Sims-like game that scans the player's appearance and voice as they play through some sort of webcam, or just like will be like, hey, you have to have this camera working while you play. It's just how you play the game. It's not like a controller or anything. You just give it to us. Just let us look at you while you play. And so you'll be playing, you'll be doing, building your house and going to work and trying to sleep with every sim in the neighborhood, as the people who play do. And then about halfway through the game, a sim will show up in the neighborhood, and it'll look like you, and it'll like sound like you, but it'll still like talk simish and stuff. I think when you click on them, it just doesn't show a name. Like there's nothing there. Or maybe you can't even click on them. It's almost like they're not really there.
So what can you do?
Well, so like you're playing The Sims, you can do all the Sim stuff. You are controlling your Sim and all that. But this character is just like in your neighborhood, like walking through, and they look exactly like you. And you occasionally like hear them as they walk, they'll like sound like you, because we will have copied your voice while you're like talking to your husband or whatever. We'll be recording all the words. And I think as we like get enough scans and like copy enough of your voice, the sim version of you will like, maybe you'll start hearing them say like things like, not, it won't be like a playback of an exact thing you've said. We will have spliced together the words so that it can form its own sentences. and you'll hear them just say like help, and they'll as they're just like walking through the neighborhood, and then like by the time you figure out who it was, they'll be gone. And then I think like one day when you go for work, when your sim goes to work, they'll like, and you know, normally when all the sims are like out of the house and stuff, the game just like goes fast. This time the game won't do that. It'll just go normal speed, and when you like try and press the fast button, just nothing happens. And then
I'm actually getting like nervous because I play The Sims a lot, right? Like this used to be my video game experience, so I'm like picturing losing control of my function of The Sims, and I'm like freaking out right now.
And then and then at one point you hear like a knocking, like a door knocking. And then ooh, okay, yeah.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
We'll totally we'll have like GPS. We'll like know where your computer is, because you'll be playing on the computer, and we'll be able to like get Google Earth data of your house and stuff, and we'll like scan your house into the game. And you'll hear like a knocking, like it's on your front door, and then the sim will be there, and you'll hear them say hello in your voice. And then like you still can't click on them, but after a little bit they like walk away and walk down the sidewalk, but you can follow them. Like there's a little deal that like the camera will keep going, and you can follow them, and then they'll walk back to their house that looks exactly like your house. And inside the house you will see, you can like zoom in on the house, because you know the roof isn't there and stuff, and you will see in the room you were playing the game there will be another version of that sim sitting there, and when you click on that sim it shows your name. And then the duplicate will knock on the door of their house again. Well, you know, the in-game one. Mm-hmm. And then you'll just hear them say, "Let me out." And then your sim comes home from work. And then I think nothing ever and then like it when your sim come, like the time will speed back up. The sim will come back from work and it'll pull you back to your house. Like it'll like, you know, focus in on your sim. And then you won't see that other sim again. For the entire...
Ever?
No, never.
So you're just left wondering.
Yeah. Which would be like the fucking scariest thing ever.
What if the only time you see that sim is on Halloween one day?
That might be...
Because I assume... Well, you know how most people play Sims is for 3 days and then never again?
Sure.
Or is that just how I play Sims?
Probably. Well, I played very heavily for a little bit, and then my sim died of old age, and then I was like, this game's dumb.
That's what always happens to me, is I play, and then my game crashes or something, and it's like I lost weeks of progress in the Sims time, and I was like, well, never playing this again.
What if... Okay. Instead of... Okay. Mm-hmm. How about on Halloween? You will see the sim again. It'll come to it'll do the same thing it did before. It'll knock on your in-game house, knock on the door, say hello, and then it'll walk off screen. This time you can't follow it. But this time the knock's on your door.
That's terrifying.
Well, we'll somehow we're assuming that there's like a few months that have passed, and we've had time to set it up that we can just like set up a door knocker and like a tiny speaker that'll just knock on the door and play that "Let Me Out" thing that they heard months ago when it first happened. Beckers, what would you do?
If it records me all the time, I say that phrase all the time.
What would you do if that happened to you?
I would assume I was a sim from that point onward, and then that would explain why I have so many animals. Because that's how my sim games go. I will be honest, I often kind of think of like, what would it be? What is it like if there's a common belief that, oh, what if we're in a simulation? And I kind of think of like, what if I am a sim in a simulation? There's a player up above controlling me. And I just kind of like think things and kind of picture like a thought bubble that like my player can see. And just imagining the player like looking down at me and seeing a little thought bubble that's like, what if this is a simulation? And him just like smiling, knowing that of course it is, because he's playing The Sims right now. You're weird.
Thank you. Do you like my game idea?
I always think that if it's a simulation, I don't care. That's the kind of person I am. I don't care.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Like, what if this is the Matrix? And I'll just be like, then it's the Matrix.
What if one day you find out like the sky glitches out and you see that, oh yes, this was a simulation all along. But
I will live my life no differently.
But one day they're like, hey, we in the outside world have built a technology to allow you to leave the virtual world. You can go join the real world, but it's way, way different. Would you leave?
Probably not.
You'd rather...
I'm pretty great in the simulation, right? So why would I leave?
You'd rather live the fake life than...
Live a lie, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Listen, that's the type of person I am. It's no joke. I am not an action movie hero. I'm one of the people who would be like, well, that's some crazy shit going on over there. I'm going to go the other way. That's me.
Okay. I'm going to pick a game idea. And I'm going to pick Who Will Haunt My House on Halloween. Because I feel like that's the, like, actual gamiest game that we have presented.
What do you mean?
What? What's the one?
You know I'm going to root for my own idea.
Yeah, and it was
I'm going to tell you that vamp horses are the way. Magical girl vamp horses.
Would you play it? If you obviously the Sims one is we sell you Sims 5 and say this is normal. Don't worry about it. So that's just us fucking with our players as we do. But beyond the two games that we are presenting them, hey, here's the actual experience. You would choose the game where you have to pretend to be a horse or vampire and just not let people see you, over a game where you have to dress up your house real cool so a witch will come and defeat a demon lord.
Yeah.
Well, you're wrong, and I disagree. Who Will Haunt My House on Halloween is the game that we have chosen for this spooktacular season.
I feel like I can't argue this because I won the Roomba argument, so I will concede, but I know what the people want, and what the people want are magical girl transforming horse vampires.
Tell you what, we're doing a popular we're doing a popular podcast live show at a convention called GalaxyCon on November 9th at 9:45 p.m. If anybody comes up to us and says the horse game should have won, I'll give you $5.
I'll give you 10.
If someone comes up and says Who Will Haunt My House on Halloween is the better game?
No. I will pay you to tell us the horse game's a better game.
Oh, so you're talking to the audience at this time. You're saying, hello, audience, please come to the panel and tell Bryce.
If any audience member comes up to us and says the horse game is a better game, I will hand that audience member $10, and Bryce will hand me $5.
Worth it. Great math workings there. Okay, well, this has been our spooktacular episode. Please come to our live show. David Tennant will be in the building.
And so will Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan,
Jonathan Frakes.
A million other important people.
Yep.
Look it up. It's insane.
Yep. Every famous person you know will be there, including us.
Aw, that's us.
Yep.
We're famous.
All the famous people.
We're just as famous as David Tennant.
Yep.
And Dave Bautista.
David Tennant is doing a panel at GalaxyCon. We're doing a panel at GalaxyCon.
Equal.
Yeah.
Equal.
Same level.
Same thing.
Okay, well, this brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you for listening, enjoying. Beckers was gonna say your Twitter name real quick.
Dr. Beckers with a Z.
I'm Last Geek on Twitter, and remember, have fun.